Good morning, class. Hope you all are good. Now, in our previous class, I had talked about translation and explained the process of translation. Today, we will be doing gene expression in prokaryotes. Now, you know that DNA segments or genes, which means a specific nucleotide sequence, what we call as gene, is expressed in the form of a protein. And organisms adapt to the changes around them, changes in the environment, by altering this gene expression. And it is this alteration of gene expression is basically because of specific binding proteins that bind to a site which is very close to the transcription start site, the place where RNA polymerase will bind in order to transcribe, that is convert the DNA into mRNA. You know the basic processes that DNA forms mRNA and mRNA translates and forms a protein. So for protein synthesis, which is expression of a gene, the DNA has to form mRNA. So to alter this process of gene expression, there are specific binding proteins which bind to a site which is very close to the transcription start site. So they can have a positive effect on gene expression, that is production of a protein, or they can have a negative effect. And generally cells have this mechanism, either to switch on the mechanism or switch on the process of formation of a protein, what we say is expression of gene. Switch on means start and produce the protein, or switch off, that is stop the production of the protein. So this is because of a set of genes and not because of a single gene. So any metabolic process that has to occur, it was seen by Jacob and Monod, for which they have even they were even awarded a Nobel Prize. Jacob and Monod studied the metabolic processes in prokaryotes, and they said that any metabolic activity is a result of the expression of a group of genes, not a single gene. So all these genes together make up an operon. So they proposed the operon model. They said protein synthesis is because of a group of genes, and these genes are called structural genes, and they actually code for proteins, and more than, since they are a group of genes and not a single gene, so they code for more than one protein, and they are controlled by another set of genes which are called controller genes in an operon. They are controlled by another set of genes called controller genes, and these controller genes, generally they have a inducer gene which is going to induce or switch on the mechanism, and a regulator gene which will regulate, and that's how the entire mechanism is controlled. So basically operon is a set of genes that is going to regulate a particular metabolic process. So I hope you what I'm trying to say you have understood. Anyhow, I have written it on the board for you, that organisms adapt to environmental changes by altering gene expression. An expression of gene is production of a protein. How do they do it? The process of alteration of gene expression in case of prokaryotes and bacteria, etc., involves the interaction of specific binding proteins with various regions of DNA in the immediate vicinity. Vicinity means which are very close. Vicinity of the transcription start site. Transcription start site means the place from where transcription or formation of mRNA is going to start. So close to that, these specific binding proteins will bind to the DNA, and this binding of proteins will either have a positive effect or a negative effect on transcription. That means if the protein has to be synthesized, it is a positive effect. If suppression or repression of the protein synthesis, expression of gene has to take place, it is a negative effect. So Jacob and Monod said that any metabolic reaction in prokaryotes is regulated by a set of genes rather than a single gene. And all these genes that together control a particular metabolic reaction form an operon. So an operon is basically formed up of structural genes. These structural genes are the genes that are going to produce certain proteins, and a set of genes, a group of genes, the controller genes, which are the promoter, the operator, and the regulator gene. The promoter gene, the operator gene, and the regulator gene. And there are other components. Now, suppose this is a DNA fragment. Now, these three genes, A, B, C, represent the structural genes. These structural genes are going to form three genes, so they are going to form three different proteins, 1, 2, 3 proteins, which can be enzymes or hormones or whatever. They are basically proteins which are being expressed by the genes. The product of gene expression is a protein. We know that. So they are going to form proteins. These are the controller genes. The controller genes are going to control the formation of the proteins being formed by the structural genes. Now, O is an operator gene, P is the promoter gene, and I gene stands for regulator gene. Here, that what I have shown you. O is the operator gene, P is the promoter gene, and I is the regulator gene. Now, these proteins, these specific binding proteins, they will bind to the operator gene. And that's how further transcription, whether it has to be switched on or it has to be switched off. If they bind to the operator, the reaction will, the regulator gene, the I gene produces a regulator and regulator binds to the operator gene, the reaction will be switched off. If nothing binds to the operator gene, there is an inducer present which is going to increase the activity of the gene. Then RNA polymerase, the enzyme responsible for transcription, will bind to the promoter site, and these structural genes will start transcription, will start producing mRNA, will produce mRNA which will further produce the proteins, expression of the gene. So this is basically what is gene expression in prokaryotes. And I will explain this operon model by taking into consideration the lac operon model in bacteria E. coli. So Jacob and Monod actually studied this lac operon model because lactose sugar that is produced is broken down, is hydrolyzed to form its monomeric units. You know, lactose is a disaccharide and its monomeric units are glucose and galactose. So this reaction is catalyzed, is hydrolyzed. The lactose sugar changes to glucose and galactose. So while studying the catabolism of lactose in E. coli, Jacob and Monod proposed a hypothesis for protein synthesis which is called the operon model. And for this work of theirs, they were even awarded the Nobel Prize. As I told you, what is an operon? An operon is a part of DNA which acts as a single regulatory unit having one or more structural genes. Having, as in this case I have shown you, 3 structural genes. Having one or more structural genes, an operator gene, a promoter gene and a regulator gene. And something which is going to repress. The regulator gene will produce a repressor. So a repressor and an inducer. And the different components of the lac operon model, I will draw the diagram here. Basic thing that you have to understand, that the operon consists of structural gene, controller gene, and the structural genes are going to produce the proteins and the controller genes are going to control the production of protein. So in lac operon model, which it was proposed by Jacob and Monod, and they got the Nobel Prize for this in the year 1956. So the lac operon model says that there are 3 structural genes: gene Z, gene Y and gene A. These are 3 structural genes. And these structural genes produce 3 different enzymes. Z gene produces beta galactosidase enzyme. Y gene produces permease enzyme. And A gene produces trans acetylase enzyme. So these are, and before the production of enzymes, these structural genes have to produce mRNA. So this process of production of mRNA from the structural genes is transcription. mRNA will produce all these enzymes or proteins. This is what is called gene expression. All these 3 enzymes are basically proteins which are being expressed by these 3 structural genes. So that is why we say expression of a gene is in the form of protein. So mRNA will undergo translation to produce these 3 genes. Very close to the structural genes, as I told you, there are specific binding proteins which are going to control the function of these genes. Whether these genes are going to produce the enzymes, mechanism, metabolic reaction will take place or not. So this is the operator. And next to the operator is the promoter gene and the regulator gene. So I stands for regulator gene. I is the regulator gene in lac operon model. P is the promoter gene and O is the operator gene. This is the basic structure of the operon model. So as I told you, it consists of the following components: the structural genes, these are fragments of DNA which transcribe mRNA for polypeptide synthesis. The 3 genes are Z gene, which codes for beta galactosidase enzyme that will help in the hydrolysis. This enzyme will help in the hydrolysis of lactose to form glucose and galactose. This is the basic operon model. Now I am explaining in terms of lac operon. So I am erasing this here because now we have the similar thing already on the blackboard, on the whiteboard. Now lactose is hydrolyzed to glucose and galactose in presence of this enzyme, beta galactosidase enzyme. So, and the Y gene codes for permease that will increase the permeability of this enzyme into the cell. That is why we are calling it permease enzyme, because it will increase the permeability. And structural gene A codes for trans acetylase enzyme that catalyzes the trans-acetylation of the lactose to its active form. Lactose is changed to its active form by trans-acetylase enzyme. These three structural genes are located in a row adjacent to each other and are linked to each other. They contain the information to determine the sequence of the amino acids that is going to be present in the protein. Now, the promoter gene is the sequence of DNA. As I told you, the RNA polymerase is going to bind over here for the transcription of these structural genes. Then only the reaction will take place. You know, RNA polymerase enzyme synthesizes RNA. Then we have the operator. These are the sequences of DNA lying adjacent to the promoter, at which the specific repressor molecule will bind. And I gene stands for the regulator, which codes for the repressor protein. This will code for the repressor protein. And this repressor protein will then bind to the operator, and if this repressor binds to the operator, then the further reaction will be switched off. That is, it's going to have a negative effect and these enzymes will not be formed. And if an inducer is present, inducer means if the lactose is present, and lactose has to be catabolized. Catabolized means it has to be broken down into glucose and galactose, and the inducer is present. Then the repressor will not bind to the operator, because now these enzymes are needed for this reaction. So if an inducer is present, there are two possibilities. An inducer is present and an inducer is absent. So in this case, the inducer is lactose. So if inducer is present, the repressor protein which is being produced, suppose this is the repressor protein, the inducer lactose will come and bind to it, and now because the repressor has already got bound to the inducer, it is not going to bind to the operator, and the RNA polymerase will become active, and RNA polymerase will transcribe, mRNA will be formed, and this mRNA will be expressed in the form of these enzymes. So this is switching on. And the second case, if the inducer is absent, what is going to happen? If the inducer is going to be absent, in the second case, the repressor will bind to the operator, and when the repressor binds to the operator, reaction is going to be switched off. Negative mechanism. These structural genes will not be transcribed, will not produce protein. So that's how regulation takes place. So this is about the lac operon model. Now, importance of gene regulation. The process of gene regulation helps in synthesizing only those proteins, enzymes or hormones which are needed at a particular time and in required amount only. Then with the help of gene regulation, the genes for a multi-step reaction can be switched on or they can be switched off simultaneously. It is also essential for growth, for division, for differentiation in living organisms. So gene expression is a very important process which is essential for the proper functioning of the organism. So that's all about gene expression. In the next class, we will do the human genome project and DNA fingerprinting, and that's all for today. Thank you. Now take care, stay safe and stay healthy.